1991 Ridge Montebello, one of the great wines made in the 90s from a legendary vineyard in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Collectors often talk about the ageability of old Napa wines, but Ridge is right up there making age-worthy wines for decades now. The 1991 is a young wine in the grand scheme of Ridge, but it's a special wine for the winery as it is the 100-year anniversary of the first commercial vintage of the Montebello Vineyard. The famous vineyard was purchased by Ridge in 1959, and if you ever visited the winery, you'd see how high up the vineyard is located in the Santa Cruz Mountains and how it influences the grape and the wine. One of the things I always appreciate about Ridge was the amount of information they give to the consumer with each release. Check out all the info on the back label for this wine. They individually ferment the vineyard blocks in Montebello. They do an initial assemblage blind tasting and cut out the blocks they felt are evolving earlier, and it goes into another bottling called the Ridge Estate Cabernet Sauvignon. The remaining blocks get blind tasted to see which ones make the cut for the initial Montebello blend, and then a couple months later they taste the blocks that didn't make the initial round and do a sample blend to see how that changes the initial blend to see if it'll get incorporated. For 1991, only 50% of the grapes of Montebello made it into the wine. 85% Cabernet Sauv, 10% Merlot, 5% Petit Verdot, all aged in new barrels, mostly American oak, some French. This particular wine was inky, dark, chalky, fine tannin, filled with burly, powerful structure that framed the wine. I don't think this wine's even close to hitting its prime drinking window, as its density feels almost unshakable. The finish is a saturation of dark, weighty fruit that sits on the taste buds long after you sip. I'd propose a long decant if you're going to drink this, so it might shed a bit of that dark robe. Otherwise, hide it in the cellar. Until next wine, Clay Fu out.